Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Southey Woods as well. I did say I wouldn't be back down here until some of this overgrowth has died off, and as you can see, it looks beautiful down here. We've got the light pushing through the trees as well, just behind me, so it should make for an interesting trip out. Now, I'm only down here for a short while. Got sunset in about an hour and a half. And I doubt I'll be down here still at that point. So, yeah, gonna see what birds we've got down here today. Worryingly, from my perspective anyway, there's not a lot of noise, which is a real shame. I'm hoping as we descend further in, I actually start to hear something. Now, this week's video, I actually want to bring a topic up. And that is why I always use crop mode when shooting bird photography. So as always, we'll come back and talk about that a bit more in a minute. Let's see if I can actually hunt out some birds, or at least even hear some sound. Let's crack on. Okay, so just starting to hear a little bit more bird chatter, and in the distance I could hear the red kites as well. Oh, looks like they've cleared a load of area down there. And so it's been a while since I've been down here because I've been avoiding the overgrowth. So actually I'm going to check down there now that they've cleared some area. See what's going down. Now, crop mode and why I always use it. Now, the first thing to consider then is the fact that I shoot on a Sony a7R4, a massive 61 megapixel camera. Now, why do I shoot on an a7R4? Well, for a start, as my followers will know, I was predominantly a landscape photographer, and I bought that camera with the intention of continuing with landscape photography. However, over the sort of last year and a bit, more specifically this last calendar year, I have actually switched to wildlife photography. Now, 61 megapixels is great. And get some real big prints out of that, and I'm not going to lie, the a7R4 is phenomenal image quality. However, shooting bursts of 61 megapixels don't half fill up the buffer quite quickly, and even when using something like a V90 SD card, it can't half fill it. Oh wow, sorry, they've cleared a lot of this. So yeah, it don't half fill the buffer quickly, and it can't write to the memory card quick enough. Now with the a7R4, as I say, the crop mode leaves you with about 26 megapixels. Now, ironically, that's more than some of the other cameras that are still shooting at full frame. So 26 megapixels still on a crop sensor, I think that's pretty reasonable. And one of the downsides about the a7R4 as well is that you can't use the CF Express cards. Is it CF Express? Yeah, the Type A ones that Sony use rather than the cheaper Type B ones that everyone else is using. But there we go. So unfortunately, the buffer builds up quite quick if you're shooting at 61 megapixels. So that's one of the reasons why I always shoot in crop mode when using the a7R4. Now I'll come back and talk about a few of the other reasons in a bit. Oh, this is actually quite sad seeing all these trees down. But we'll see what wildlife we can see. I can hear a wren, I think it is. Might be a robin. No, it's wrens. In fact, I can see it Right, let's see if I can actually get a picture off of that. Oh no, it's gone. And yeah, we'll come back and chat a bit more in a minute about why I always use crop mode for bird photography. So you might be able to hear then, got a bit more bird sound around here. Not had much luck at the minute, but I think it's mainly blue tits and grey tits anyway. But the one shot I did get, and I don't know if it's come out all right, and annoyingly it was some big bird of prey. Don't think it was a kite, the tail didn't look right, and it flew across in front of me and I couldn't get a clear shot off until it landed in a tree with its back to me. It ain't a great shot by any stretch of the imagination, but I'd love to know what it is. Yeah, I've got a couple of birds just next to me now. I think they're just more tits. Problem is the light is obviously coming from this side, which is where most of the birds are. Anyway, oh, that breeze has picked up as well. It's rather chilly. That's what you get for coming out with the camera in December though. Anyway, crop mode. So the next reason then that I always use crop mode is because it essentially turns your camera into an APS-C, meaning you get a better field of view. Now, what does that mean? So I shoot with the Sigma 150-600. Now, if you shoot on an APS-C sized sensor, it would give you an effective field of view of, let me see if I can get this right, 1.5 times is 225 to 900. Well, that ain't too shabby. So crop mode gives you that extra bit of reach. Actually gives you quite a substantial amount of reach. So yeah, simple as that really. So the next point then, other than the file size, is the extra bit of reach that crop mode gives you. Now I'm going to keep bimbling on for a little bit further. Don't have much more time. Oh, there's that bird of prey. I'm going to follow it down this way, see if I can get a better shot of it. Well, stick with us. Let's see what we can get. Okay, so I'm currently in the midst of a battle of the minds with a red kite at the minute. He keeps circling round here and landing in the trees as well. I've tried to get some shots, but every time he lands, he just lands in the wrong damn place. Behind something, or there's branches in the way. And I've tried to follow him to get some shots of him in flight as well, but the path that he's just taking as he's circling around just isn't suitable for the photography. Oh man, I love stuff like this. I really do. But unfortunately, I don't have long left, and it looks like the clouds come over and covered the sky as well, so that there's not much light coming now. Man, proper epic battle of the wits here. Is he going to give me that photo or not? Oh, he seems to have disappeared now. Oh, I love this so much. I just love wildlife photography and doing things like this. Quite a bit of small bird noise around here as well, but I haven't seen any. Probably because I've been running around trying to chase a red kite. Anyway, yeah. So why else do I use crop mode then? So I've already touched on the fact that the A7R4 is a 61 megapixel camera, 26 in crop mode, I believe. I've also touched on the fact that it gives you that bit of extra reach. And the final point I want to mention, it kind of ties into the first point. It's pretty much similar, to be honest with you, but it's the fact that you can fit more images on memory cards without having to buy these ridiculously sized, like 512 gigabyte bloody memory cards. I've currently got a 128 gig one in the camera. It writes at 210 megabits a second, up to, and yeah, I can get, well, put it this way, I've taken 72 shots so far today. That's all, not massive amount, but it still has capacity for 2,292 shots. So yeah, reducing that file size by putting it into crop mode allows me to take more shots without using any compressed state. I shoot in RAW as well. Now obviously 61 megapixel RAW files are quite substantial. Drop that down to 26, happy days. So there you go. 3 reasons why I use crop mode. 1 is to reduce the size on the A7R4. 2 is to get that extra bit of reach as well. And 3, fit more images on a memory card. Simple as that, really. There are other benefits as well of shooting in crop mode, and there are a couple of disadvantages as well. But if you want to consider shooting in crop mode all the time, do a bit more research on it. See if it's actually beneficial. Now, if I was shooting on something like an A9 III, where it's got, I think it's just over a 20 megapixel sensor, I wouldn't use crop mode because the file sizes would be too small. I have no idea what it would reduce it down to. Probably about 8 megapixel, which is fine, I suppose, if you're wanting to use it just purely for social media. But if you do any form of print work and stuff, I wouldn't really want to be shooting at that kind of level. So, right, well, they're failed shots, but I'll stick the shots of the Red Kite up for you now. And yeah, I'm actually going to start walking back to the car. It's gone very quiet. There's not even the call of the Red Kites, so they've probably hunkered down in a tree somewhere now that that light has diminished. We've still got over half hour till sunset, but as I say, the clouds just come over and it's covered the sun. So yeah. Oh well, stick with us. Let's see if I grab any more shots on the way back to the car. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it for the evening now. Light is dropping and noises seem to diminish quite a bit. So yeah, don't think I'm going to get any more pictures. So after my epic battle of the wits with the Red Kite, he won today. Unfortunately, didn't manage to get any great shots of him. It's a real shame because I'm desperate to get a static shot of a Red Kite. One just sat perched up nicely in a tree with a clear view rather than in flight. I've had some great experiences capturing them in flight from places like Home Fen, let alone Gig Rent Farm and stuff. But static one seems to elude me. So yeah, now obviously we'll come back to that topic then. I see there are real advantages to using crop mode. As I say, if I had a smaller sensor, I wouldn't use it at all. But for shooting on the A7R4, it can be a real benefit, especially with its inability to take faster memory cards. But as I say, I bought the A7R4 for landscape photography, not for wildlife. So it'd be nice to be able to get something that's a bit more orientated towards wildlife. But there we go. We'll see what the future holds. Now, yeah, obviously if you've liked the video, let me just grab hold of the camera, give us the old thumbs up, drop some subscribes from down the bottom wherever it is, and hit that notification bell. We've got some big plans coming up for 2025, and I can't wait to share it with you all. So yeah, all the rest for me to say then is this is Mike out. Take care and be safe, everyone. Peace.